Hello, hello, I'm Dave, this is Tim. We are back with a single malt review as we make a long overdue return to Arran. One of my favourite Scotch distillers.
Yeah, back in action. No any excuse to get back to Arran. It's one of our, I think, one of our solid favourites over here. It's one we both really like as well.
Yeah.
It's never been divisive, we just love it.
Yes.
We love it collaboratively. And what's this offering then?
Today we have the Bothy quarter cask. This is a cask strength 9-year-old Arran. It is matured for 7 years in ex-bourbon barrels, first fill, and then a further 2 years in quarter casks made from cut-down ex-bourbon barrels. So, 9 years of bourbon wood, 2 of which are in the extra expressive, extra fast-maturing quarter size, 125 litre offerings.
Yeah, and extra leaky as well, because after 9 years it's come down to the pretty shockingly low strength of 56.2. You wouldn't want that to keep going any much longer at that speed, or you would be in some difficulty pretty quickly.
This is my first hands-on encounter with Arran's new bottles. Went for a big redesign, almost a relaunch, not too long ago, and I just quite like these slightly retro, slightly
they're nice.
apothecary-looking bottles.
They're sort of almost apothecary, but not quite sort of full Abuna. But no, I like them. You get a good clear look at the whiskey, good thick hand feel for people with mungus pores like us. So yeah, easy to keep control of, which is always important during a whiskey tasting.
And a wee laser cut etching of the distillery's island home on the top of the cork.
So,
That
Dave has tasted this one before. I'm going in entirely blind here, so we'll see what we get. But Arran, of course, taxonomically an island distiller, being themselves on an island.
Yeah, short hop from Islay and Jura, I believe.
But out there on their own, on the Isle of Arran. And but rather than produce an island style, they produce a famously Speyside style. Yeah. So I will see what I get out of this one. Ooh, and there it is. That is pungently fruity.
Yeah. The bourbon cask heritage is front and centre. It's quite strong. Lots of coconut, lots of citrus.
And you know, I expected this to be a little more fiery than this is.
It is, yeah, it's got some heat to it, but not as much as you might expect for something that's only 9 years old and a full cask strength.
That doesn't misbehave at all on the nose. I can get right in there and nothing bad happens. Whew. Yeah, we've got heaps of buttery pastry coming out of that one. Some some cooked apple. And
apple pie, coconut ice.
Apple pie is a good one. What does it even suggest here?
There's some tasty nuts on here. They recommend it as aromatic, intensely fruity, with tropical fruits and coconut, warming, spiced vanilla and gourmet apple notes.
I like the gourmet apple. That's one of those individually wrapped jobbies.
Well, I guess when you get especially into tasting cider, you can really learn there are apples, and then there are apples. They are, despite being quite a common staple fruit, they're as diverse as any other foodstuff. And there is the bulk standard, the eating kind, the cooking kind, brewing, distilling. So whatever you like, here's a for it. Yeah.
I think probably not the most complex aroma we've encountered, but considering it's 9 years old, it's perfectly well developed and certainly doesn't have any hints of immaturity in there. I suppose we should
try it at full strength.
Try it at full strength because it's not too much of a rough houser at 56.
Oh, that is wonderfully warm. It is spicy, treacly, full of lemon juice and cloves. A bit of banoffee pie.
That's nose was pretty gentle.
Yeah.
On the palate, that does knock your buzz around a wee bit.
It brings some heat. Yeah.
That warms the cockles, that's for sure.
No, I do enjoy this at full strength.
I think that may, for me, just benefit with a wee drabby of water here.
Yeah. I'm going to go for a very restrained water pour.
See what else is going on here. Ooh. So I've been quite minimal in the water here, so that pastry butteriness hasn't quite fallen away, but there is a lot more juicy tinned white fruit now. There's even a bit of tinned pears, which I think is unusual for Arran. That's usually full-on Speyside. Getting any sort of pear.
Pear and coconut starting to come through on the tongue now. Curiously, the heat, the intensity and roughness has increased somewhat with a little splash of water. You might need a little more to start to cut through that.
Yeah, I'm dosing mine up a little more here.
So take it down to maybe into the mid-40s.
Massive cloud on that now. That one's definitely showing its unchill filtered quality.
Yeah. There's a good note of just fresh timber in there too, just the wood, purely woodly sappiness.
Going through quarter casks, it has seen, in terms of surface area, just that much more wood than
Yeah,
a typical maturation
what it's
would
going
have.
for too. And it's good to have everything all bourbon wood all the way. Some people may find it makes it a bit one note or a bit too simplistic, whereas I like the clarity and the just the emphasis it places on that.
I'm wondering how much fresh oak was in those quarter casks. Conceivably, all of it.
They may have been entirely, but definitely mentioned in ex-American oak. So I believe I'm expecting cut down bourbon barrels, just recoup it into quarter cask.
Yeah, because definitely first fill. X would imply they're not virgin oak. They've just used to really supercharge it. But
Oh, definitely bourbon barrels.
Definitely active there.
There we go. That's enough water to minimise that heat, but maximise the flavour.
It can really take a lot.
Yeah.
I'm now under 40% with mine, and
it's gone the palate almost
still going
lemonade
strong.
colour.
Yeah. I think I actually kind of like it like this. It's a really good. It's probably uniquely for most of our viewers, summertime over here as the rest of you descend into winter. Depending on the part of the world you're viewing from, but it's heating up in here. The eyebrows are getting the old. What's happening already? And this is a beautiful summertime whiskey. This with a slowly melting ice cube in it. Oh, that really gets that would be a place for me to go. That would be a destination.
And what this is getting out, this reduced strength, is the sweetness. There is honey and there's vanilla syrup just starting to come through. Sort of like all your ideal pancake toppings, just a good dessert course of those that gets served up after you've been through the main.
Actually, I think I like
this.
this.
Long, sweet, smooth finish.
I think I like this the most. At almost half the strength it comes out of the bottle in, which is, it's a good value proposition because it means the bottle's actually this big in terms of whiskey in your glass. But that's.
It is fun and punchy at that full strength, but it is also just as rewarding and giving it lower strengths too, only in different ways.
It's still not a complex whiskey. I think if there's any knocks against it, and there are not a great many, it's that there's not a hell of a lot of moving parts in it. It's got a theme, and it's nailing that home pretty strongly.
It is all American oak all the time.
Yeah. So if you're after a very, very Speyside style, super strong, super bourbon dominant, then this is definitely one to go for.
Yeah.
But it's not going to do anything else. Like, don't look for here for any hidden, obscure whiskey secrets in a 9-year-old single cask. It's not what it was built for. It was a whiskey built to go. But that said, I really like it, especially considering it's only 9 years old. Pretty affordable. As single cask whiskey with any sort of age on it spirals out of control.
About on par with the average 12 to 15-year-old from the typical big distilleries.
So no, I like it. I like it quite a lot. That's 88 for me. What's your thinking?
I'm going to go up to a 90 for this one. It has been, we haven't had much yet, of course. You can see how full the bottle is, but it has been fun. It's been a good eye-opener, and for me, a welcome return to Arran, an old favourite.
Yeah. Arran, almost 25-year-old whiskey in the mix from Arran now.
I believe they have just released it 25, yeah.
Oh man, would that be good? I bet we won't get one, but I will. I think I know where one might be circulating. I might be able to try one and report back, but that's probably as close as either of us are going to come to it. But never mind. So another good one there from Arran, and I think I like the packaging. I hope it doesn't herald too many other changes because I have always liked what Arran's done. I wouldn't want them to change too much unless it's to kick out more affordable and mature enough, at least, cask strength whiskey. That is okay by me. So we will keep an eye on what they're doing. So that's been us at Single Malt Review. Tune back in. We're going to have something else around the corner, as we always do. Or hurtling into Christmas now, we're going to have to get polish the hat off soon. So stick around for that one. Cheers, Sludger. We'll be right back.